Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this tutorial we'll discuss a number pattern. We'll see how to write a Python program to print this number pattern. While writing a program to print number pattern, you need to take care of 2 points. One is the shape of that pattern. Second one is the number you want to print in different position in that pattern. Here, shape of this pattern is square. Number of row is equal to number of column here. So this is row and this is column. Here in this example, number of row is 5, number of column is 5. Square shape. Second is number. Here we want to print number 1 in every position. Alright. So this is about this pattern. Next, let's write the program. So here, while writing a program to print number pattern, the first step is to take the input from the user. Usually in pattern programs, we'll ask the user to enter number of rows we want in our output. Here, because the shape of our pattern is square shape, number of row is equal to number of column. Either you can take number of row or number of column. So the first step is to take the input, that is number of row or number of column. Here I'll take the variable name as num and just use input function. And here I'm using Python 3, so we need to convert our input to int because number of row is an integer number. Okay, so this is about input. The second step in writing a program to print number pattern is we want to print numbers in different row and column. Here in this example, here we can see, as I said, these are the rows. We want to print numbers in different row and column. This is the row 0, column 0, row 1, column 1, row 2, column 2. If I take column number like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row number like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, right? So to print numbers in different row and column, we'll use nested for loops. A for loop inside a for loop. So we need two for loop. One for loop is for row and another for loop is for column. The outer for loop will be the for loop for row. Inside that we'll take the for loop for column. Why? Because here we'll print pattern like this. Start from the first row. Print all the numbers in the column, all the columns. After completing a row, go to the next row and print the numbers in every column. After completing that row, go to the next row, like that. So outer for loop will be for loop for row. Inside that we'll take the for loop for column. So the next step is, here we want to take two for loop. First for loop is for row. So I'll take variable name as row. I'll use range function because here we want number of row. Okay, so we can use range function for that. Here you can take start, end and step. I'll take default value for start and step and I'll take end as num. That means here you need to mention how many row you want in our output. So here we ask the user to mention the number of row. So we want num number of row. So I'll mention num. Just for an example, if num is 5, this range function will give us 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as the output. 5 rows starting from 0. The last row number is 4. Here, because I didn't mention the start value, it will take the default value, that is 0. So this is the for loop for row. Next, let's take the for loop for column. Here I'll take the variable name as col. We are using range function. Here also I'll start the column number from 0. And here how many column you want? Num column, right? Because it is a square shape. Number of row is equal to number of column. Done. So we used two for loop, nested for loop. Inside this for loop, we need to print numbers. For that, I'll use print function. What you want to print? I want to print number 1 in every position. That's why I'll take string 1, print 1 in every position. And there is an important point in the pattern programs. That is the usage of end in the print function. The default value of end is /n in the print function. If you didn't mention this end parameter, it will go to the new line. After printing the value, it will go to the new line. But here in the pattern programs, after printing one number, I want to print the next number in the same line. After printing this number, I want to print number here in the same line, right? So for this purpose, here I'll need to change the end value. Here I'll take end value as space. We are familiar with this, right? We used this end parameter many times in our pattern programs. If I want to print a value in the same line, then you need to change the end value. But in this pattern, after completing a row, after printing number 1 in every column, after completing that row, we want to go to the next row and we want to print the number in the next line. We want to print next row in the next line. For that, we need to change the value of end parameter. So that's why here I'll use print function. If I just mention print, end value will be by default /n, so it will go to the new line. In the for loop for column, okay, it will print number in one column. Because we want number in the same line, we used end as space, so it will print the number like this. Next, to print the number in the next row, we want to go to the next line. For that, we are using this print function inside the first for loop, outside the second for loop for column. Just for an example, row 0, okay, first row is row 0. It will print the number 1 in every column. Then execution is done. It will come out of this for loop. It will come here. So here we can see print function. So the control will go to the next line, and again row value will be 1 and it will print the numbers in the second row. Okay, then go to the next line. It will print the number like this. Okay, so this is about number pattern and we are done with this program. So let's execute this, save this file. So let's save this file, Control S, or you can go to file and save. Alright, then run this file, run module, or you can press F5. So enter the number of row, just enter 5 and here you can see the output. If I take number of row as 7, so here we can see the output. Okay, so this is about the first number pattern. Okay, so this is about how we can write Python program to print this number pattern. This is a very simple and basic number pattern. We'll discuss more number pattern in the upcoming tutorials. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in next class. Till then, take care.